Okay. So in the previous video, so we have added a dependencies that is required for Cucumber, and now so we need a two more dependencies that is for our automation purpose, that is Selenium, Java, and WebDriver Manager. So these two dependencies again I have copied from my own repository. So again, so Selenium we are going to use it for automation, and WebDriver Manager here I'm using because so I don't want to use any Chrome driver.exe file or Gecko driver.exe file for browser exe files. Okay, so whenever the browser getting updated, so this will pick up the latest and it will start executing in that browser. So in order to add these two dependencies in this project directory, so I need to do the refresh. Okay, suppose if you are using Eclipse, you need to save that pom.xml file. So let it save. So this is a project setup we are going to use for our project now. So let's move into the few more slides like the component in BDD framework. So come to the component, we have three files. Okay, so one is feature file, one is step definition, and one is runner class. And we will see what is this feature file first. So come to the definition. Okay, so feature file. Feature file is an entry point to the Cucumber test. Means so if you want to start any Cucumber framework, so it is a entry point. So there we will write our scenarios in a simple English language, as I told you in the previous video. So this is a file where we describe our test in a descriptive language like English. It is in a plain English text language, as I mentioned. So it's an essential part of a Cucumber. So means if you want to define any scenario, so that will be in a English language that we are going to write in this feature file. And also it serves as an automation test script as well as a live document. So live document in the sense, so you can also update this feature file later on if the functionality of the application is going to change. And also you can generate the empty step definition and you can write your test scripts inside those methods. So again, if you want to write this feature file, okay, so there are some keywords we are going to use that we call it as a gherkin keywords. Okay, the language in which this executable feature file is written is known as a gherkin. So here we are going to use gherkin keywords in order to define our feature file. Again, that is in a same English text language, which helps tools Cucumber to interpret and execute a test script. So here we will have some keywords like given, when, then, and, but. Okay, so these are the gherkin keywords we are going to use in order to define our features. Okay, so in order to write a feature file, so let me take a application. So here in this tutorial, I'm going to use this application automationpractice.com. So for this course, and here the first scenario I'm going to take, so I will navigate to this page and I will capture this title, and also I'm going to check whether this logo is present or not. Okay, so I'm going to check only two validation as of now. So in order to define this, okay, so that is my scenario. So let me type it in a notepad. Okay, so here navigate to automation practice automationpractice.com, and again capture the title of the page or else print, and also check for logo. Okay, so this is a simple steps. Just I'm going to navigate inside this application and getting the title, and also I'm checking for the logo of this application. Means I'm just checking whether that logo is displayed or not. So in order to define these steps, okay, so I need to make a folder here. So I'm going to create a folder inside test under Java. So here I'm going to do a right click, go to a new, and here create a package. So I will name this package as features. So hit enter. So I have created a package under src test Java. So inside this we have to add a file here. Okay, so here we will not get a suggestion to add any Cucumber file. So if you are not getting any suggestion, just go with the file. So here I will name it as, okay, so that is I will check homepage dot feature. So whenever you create a dot feature extension, okay, so it will give a cucumber symbol here. So if you are not getting this symbol, okay, so in the IntelliJ you have to go to the plugin and you have to download that, okay, from the marketplace. So again, if you are using Eclipse, okay, so you have to go to the Eclipse marketplace. There you have to download a plugin called Cucumber, so then only you can able to work with it. Suppose if you are creating any feature file, the extension should be a dot feature, okay. So to create a feature file, extension should be feature file. Okay, dot feature, sorry. The extension should be dot feature. So here I have created a feature file with a homepage dot feature. So in order to define that, the first keyword should be a feature. Okay. So here a feature. So here I'm going to write a feature name is. Okay. So here automation practice landing page or else home page. Okay, so this is the first line. Okay, so automation practice home page. So below that you can provide a description. Again, that is not necessary. So again, if you are writing any feature file, the first keyword should be a feature. Okay, or else it won't recognize. So again, we have one more keyword, that is scenario. Scenario. Okay. So again, scenario means that is a high level. So what we are going to write in that scenario. So here my scenario is, as I mentioned earlier, navigate to automation practice site and check and print title and check for logo. Okay, so this is my scenario. Okay, so navigate to automation practice site and print the title and also check for the logo is displayed or not. Okay, logo is present or not. Okay, so again you can see here, so we are not writing any code here. This is in a simple plain text language. So again, it depends on a test engineer. So if you want, you can reduce this sentence, or else if you want, you can enhance the statement. So this is the scenario. So below that scenario, so we have defined, okay, so what we are going to achieve in this scenario, but we have to define so the steps. Okay, so what we are going to achieve in this current scenario means, so what are the steps which is required in order to test this scenario first. So here, in order to define this, as I told you, we have a gherkin keywords. Gherkin keywords. So come to the gherkin keywords, as I told you, given, when, then, and. Okay, so here we are going to use given. Okay, so it acts like a precondition. Okay, so if you have any precondition, we are going to write under this given gherkin keyword. So here, suppose if you want to launch browser, if you want to launch browser, so you can write the steps here. Again, if you have some login step, you can also add here inside this. So again, come to the when part. Okay, so that is the main action. Okay, so that is the actual action. Okay, or else the steps what you are going to conduct in order to test that application, that is action, or else the main action you are going to perform on the site. So again, come to the then part. So you have done some action on the site, and then you have to go for a validation purpose. So in order to go for validation, we are going to use them, that is the post condition. Also we can correct as validation. Okay, so again, so we have performed some action. Suppose here in the when I have captured the title and also the logo I have identified in the page, then I want to do validate whether those are exactly matching or not. So those steps I'm going to write it in the then step. And also we have one more keyword, that is and. Okay, suppose we have a multiple statement. Okay, so instead of writing a given or also when, so we are going to use and keyword in order to merge the sentence, or else if you want to merge those two sentences. Okay, or else if the sentence is big enough and you can break down and you can write under this and gherkin keyword. So here I'm going to write a given. Okay, so make sure that while writing a future and scenario, so we have a colon here. So when you are writing any gherkin keyword, make sure that do not put any colon here. So given. So what is given here? So here I have a precondition. First thing, I want to launch a browser. Launch a browser. So so here I will write only one sentence here, and I have one more sentence, so then I have to enter the URL. Okay, so this is my precondition here. So because instead of writing in a single sentence, just I have breakdown into multiple statement using and operator, or else you can directly write given. Okay, so both are valid, so instead of that I will make it as and. So I have launched the browser. I'm going to launch Chrome or also Firefox, and then I'm going to enter the URL of the automation practice site. And when, so in the when I'm going to write the main actual action. So what I'm going to perform. So when the home page is displayed, okay. So I will print I will print page title, and also check for the application logo and size of the logo. Okay, so here we need to do then. Okay, so then verify the title of the page and also, sorry, and logo is displayed or not. Okay, so this is my simple scenario. Just I'm launching the browser and enter the URL, and also I'm checking home page is displayed, and I will print the title, and also I'm going to check for the application logo. Means I'm going to navigate to that logo by taking the locators in Selenium, and also I'm going to check the size of the logo. And in a then I'm going to verify the title of the page and also the logo is displayed or not. So this is a simple feature file. Okay, so the now next thing is, so how do we run this feature file? Okay, so if I run this again, it is in a simple English language. So what it going to be execute and what is the outcome of this feature file? So again, it will not write any backend code. So for this, we have to define our own step. So in order to define our own step, that we call it as a step definition. Okay, that is a one more component. Okay, so here the step definition is a Java method. Okay, so or else it is just a Java method, not Kotlin. Uh, yeah, or else you can we will use for a different languages. Okay, so Ruby block, or else you can use it for a JavaScript. Each language will have their own BDD tools, and here so we are using this when we are executing that feature file, it will generate some empty step definition. So in order to get that, okay, so you have to do right click and you have to run this feature file. So again in the Eclipse also, again you need to do a right click on this feature file and you will get option as run as feature file. So here also I'm getting this option. Okay, so run this feature. So just I'm clicking on it. Okay, so now you can see that it is giving it as a fade. Okay, so you can see that it is giving some output in a console. Okay, so step undefined in the sense, so the steps we have written here, so these were not defined in the step definition, means so it is not getting any backend logic in order to run or else execute this code. So again, it is suggesting the piece of code. Again, you can implement that in a step definition. So again, you can see the message also. You can implement this step and four steps using the snippet, because we have written a four steps here given and then add. So you can see that the first method, that is given. So that is a gherkin keyword we have used here, given. So again, it has created with the annotation given, and inside that parenthesis you can see that the definition of the step. And below that, inside that you can see that it is having a method. Okay, so it has been camel casing, that is the spaces were separated with the underscore. So again, inside this you can remove this piece of commented code and you can write your own steps inside this. So again, no need to write your own step definition by looking into this feature file. So again, if you execute this feature file, so it will give the empty step definition in the console. Okay, just you need to go here and do a right click and run as feature file. Okay, so just you need to copy this snippet. Okay, so again, inside src test java, I'm going to create a one more folder. Sorry, Java new and package, that I will call it as step definition. Enter. So inside this step definition, we are going to use Java files. Okay, so I'm going to select a Java class. So here I'm going to write home page test. Okay, just hit enter. So again, it is a Java class I have created. So inside this Java class, I will paste that empty snippets I have copied from the console. Okay, so just you need to import this annotations. Yes, done. So and make sure that while doing the import, which is coming from IO Cucumber Java en and these packages, and this is a given. Okay, so given launch the browser as it's suggesting. So here in this method block, we need to write a logic in order to launch the browser. So in order to launch the browser, so we already know in Selenium, so we are going to use driver equal to. So here I'm going to take a default browser, that is Chrome driver, and here I'm going to give some timeout driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait. Okay, so here as we are using Selenium version 4, so we are not going to give a double argument. It is now it has take a single argument. So here I'm going to use duration of seconds. I will give 10 seconds. Okay, so then I'm just maximize the screen, driver dot manage a window dot maximize. So these are the steps we have written. So again, so if I create an instance of a Chrome driver, it will look for a exe file. Okay, so it will look for .exe file. So as I mentioned, in order to resolve this kind of issue, so we have added a dependency called WebDriver Manager. So in order to resolve those issues, so above that, I will write WebDriver Manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. Just remove this commented line. So this statement will set up the Chrome driver. So means it will get that .exe file path and it will start executing it. So again, this many code we are going to write here, because as we are written a step, just need to launch a browser. So again, come to the next uh, method block. So it is saying that enter the URL of the application. So in order to enter the URL, so we have to use driver dot get. Okay, get method. So again, here the driver, it is giving it as an error, because so we have made our driver reference as a local variable, because so we have created a reference here inside this method block. It will become a local variable. So I need to declare this driver as a global level. So outside of a method block, inside a class, I will declare WebDriver driver. So I'm not going to initialize it. So I will just remove the reference here in this method. So now we can see that the error has been gone. So here I need to navigate to that URL driver.get. So here I need to navigate to this page. Okay, so automationpractice.com index.php. So that is only one step. So again, come to the next piece of block. Okay, so when the home page is displayed, I will print the page title. So just I need to capture the page title. Okay, so driver dot get title. Okay, so just I will add print statement here. System.out.println. So this way I'm going to print the title of the page. And again, in the next piece of code, so also check for the application logo and size of the logo. So we have to check this logo. So in order to check this logo, whether it is present or not, we have to inspect this element. So do a right click and go to the inspect. Okay, so here we have a image tag and we have a class. Okay, and also you will have a alt tag and also source. So here we don't have any id here, so I'm going with a class. Okay, so here I will add image 141.59. Okay, so again here it will give a error because it will take a two argument and time unit that is in seconds. Okay, now it is working fine. Maybe it is issue with the WebDriver manager. So I have to make the correct version. Maybe in that version it is not working. I have to check that version again. So here you can see it has launched the browser and it has entered the URL and you can see it has one passed. Okay, so this is only one scenario we have written, and also in the console you can check. So we have printed a page title that is my store, and also this is the size of a logo 350 and 99. That will return in a dimension, that is height and width of the logo. Okay, this is how we are going to implement a feature file along with the step definition. So whenever you are creating a feature file, you won't get any suggestion in the IDE. Just you need to mention the extension as a dot feature, then it will recognize it as a feature file. So whenever you're writing a feature file, make sure that you are writing as a feature as a first keyword, and then you can provide a description about that. And below that, you can write a scenario. Okay, so feature and scenario will have a colon, and in a scenario you can define in a high level so what you're going to achieve in the current scenario. And below that, by using gherkin keywords, given is for like precondition, and that is if you have a multiple statement and you can break down into multiple statement and you can concat using a and when is that is for a actual action and then is for a validation purpose. The same thing we have done here in a Java class. And again, in order to generate a step definition, you need to execute this feature file. And if this feature file does not have any step definition, you can define that here. That will be given in an output in this uh, console. So from the console, you can copy this empty snippet and you can write your own logic here. And here we have written a step definition. And again, whenever we execute this feature file, automatically it will map those step definition where we are writing inside this project. Okay, so you can see that we have not linked our feature file with the step definition. So when we execute this feature file, it will automatically map the methods. Methods means that is a step definition. It is mapped and it is start executing this piece of code. Okay, so in this video, we have return the feature file and the step definition. In the upcoming videos, we will see we are going to add a more number of scenarios in the single feature file, and also we are going to pass some data. So here what we have done, just specified launch a browser. So instead of that, I'm going to give a specific. I'm going to launch only the Chrome browser. So I'm going to pass some data in this feature file. Okay, so using multiple scenarios that we will see in our upcoming videos. Thank you.